Welcome to another Cook with Khoo. It's Monday, it is 8 o'clock in the UK, it is 9 o'clock in Sweden. So super happy to be cooking again and cooking something really, really delicious. Always cooking something delicious. So tonight I'm cooking with the fabulous Ben Ebbrell from SortedFood. So if you don't know SortedFood, go check them out. It's all in support of Women's Aid, who are an amazing UK charity who support women and children in domestic abuse situations. If you have the possibility, please go donate via my profile page. Easy, just click on a link. Otherwise, if you don't have the possibility, liking, commenting, sharing the video, go check out Women's Aid on social media. That all really, really helps. Now, let's see if the lovely Ben is there. Yes. Fingers crossed. Yay!
Good evening.
I always get, okay, is it going to work?
The nervous wait. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Is it still acceptable to say Happy New Year? I feel like it is just.
Yes. Let's just say Happy New Year. It's coming up to Chinese New Year anyway, so we could just kind of slide into like, okay, Happy Chinese New Year. So kind of
Ideal.
Gonna slide into. I just like wishing people Happy New Year. It's a nice thing to do, you know. So yeah.
Isn't today's like Blue Monday, isn't it? It's supposed to be like a really down day. So I feel like all the best wishes we can give and just cooking together is the way to bring a little bit of fresh life to what is otherwise a very blue Monday.
Yes, I agree. Anything to keep the spirits up. And I think this dish is certainly going to keep the spirits up or be quite spicy. Well, depending on how spicy you like it. So, Ben, what are we making tonight?
So I've deliberately chosen for that very reason a dish that's just full of vibrancy. So really simple to throw together, but it's full of the zing and zest of kind of lime and garlic and ginger, a heat from chili and loads of fresh herbs. So that at this time of year, if it is cold outside, certainly here in the UK, it's pretty chilly. I know it's even colder where you are. So it just brings a little bit of heat and light and freshness to a Monday.
Yes, and I love that, you know, it's so simple. It's like the ingredients are really easy. Some of the things I'm sure you could adapt to like the level of spiciness you like and to, you know, we're doing a vegan version, but, you know, you could potentially use chicken, but we'll chat about all about that later. Just wanted to say, if you've just hopped on, you can definitely always drop a question because we'll answer the questions while we're cooking along. If you have the possibility, please go donate to Women's Aid. That you can do that via my profile page. Otherwise, we'll just crack on with the cooking. Now we're going to try and do it in 16 minutes. I've got my little timer here. The reason being, it's to highlight the 1.6 million women who reported abuse in 2020. So here we go. Are you ready, Ben?
I'm ready.
Okay. Here we go. The timer's on. Right. What are we going to do first?
Right. I didn't want to prep too many ingredients, but the only thing I have prepped is our shallots. So I've taken shallots and I've peeled them and I've halved them. You might already be in the same place. We just want to finely slice them. Take your time. Obviously, keep your fingers back, but just finely slice all of our shallots. At this point, if you are looking for a quick cook, the finer you can slice them, the quicker they'll cook. But that's entirely up to you.
Okay. I've got a lovely sound effect of shallots in my
Lots of slicing action.
Yeah. Let's see.
And look, you're absolutely right, Rachel. If you haven't got shallots, just a red onion, finely sliced, a white onion. You could even use spring onions. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah. I mean, what I love about shallots is they have almost like garlic flavour to them. You know, it's that kind of a little bit of sweetness. Just slightly less sharp than regular onions. So yes, I actually used them last week when I was cooking with Anna Jones. So it's been a popular thing. If you haven't tried shallots, go try them now.
And you can normally buy them in a little bag. And the beauty of and the reason I chose this recipe today is that once you've got them, they keep for a fairly long time, and you can use them up in other recipes throughout the week as well. So nothing needs to go to waste.
Exactly. Oh my goodness. I don't think I'm chopping as fast as you.
No, that's quite right. No
This is
race.
like,
But
right. You
but
keep
while
on
you're doing
chatting.
that, I'm going to talk about chili because I don't. People who know me probably know that I'm not very good with spice and I'm not very good
Okay.
with heat. I love it.
Yeah.
My taste buds love it. I just have a terrible kind of problem. My face starts to sweat with any kind of heat. So this is all down to personal choice.
Yeah.
Take a red chili, and depending on how hot it is, you can cut it up into nice slices. You can see I've already taken the tip off of this one and had a little nibble to see how hot it is. And actually, this
Yeah.
one is more like a jalapeno. It's kind of nice flavour of chili, but
Mm-hmm.
not too hot, which is perfect for me. But you, again, use whatever you've got.
Okay. Shall I have a little live taste? Everybody, I'm going to taste this now.
Matches your lipstick.
Wow.
Fiery red.
Actually, it's a chili red. It's okay, actually. It's not too spicy. Yeah. You know, Swedish chilies, or the chilies you buy in Sweden, in general, are on the milder side. So am I just chopping the chili up as well?
Yeah, so you can take the seeds out again if you want to keep it a bit more mild, and then just take slices. And for me, the thinner the better. So you
Yeah.
get these wonderful wafer thin slices of chili, and they're great for decorative as well because we're going to cook with about 3/4, and we'll
Yeah.
leave a few back to garnish at the end.
Ooh, nice. It's always good with a bit of colour, I think. So yeah. Right. Okay, chili done.
So next up, and you'll see we're doing it all on the board first, get all the chopping done so that the cooking can happen in quick succession. So the next thing I'm going to do is take an avocado, and we're just going to halve it, scoop out the stone with a spoon, avoid avocado gate, no slapping knives down into your hand because that's when accidents happen, and then we can basically scoop out all the flesh. So round the stone, give it a twist, and then just with a spoon, scoop out that stone. And then you can scoop out all the flesh.
I find if the avocado is pretty ripe, you can just squeeze it out. It just comes out itself quite easily.
And you know what? That's a great little tip because given what we're going to do with it, we don't want fancy slices. We're going to smash the whole thing up anyway. So you're absolutely right. Squeeze out and it will save you a job. Great tip.
Okay, right. So squeeze out my avocado. And am I going to mash this up?
Yeah, we're going to add a few more items into it to mash up together.
Yeah.
So we're going to add in, if you've got one of these, I think it's a chef's best friend, a little microplane or a fine grater. And the reason being,
the old box grater. I forgot.
The old classic. It'll work just the same. What you want is the zest of a lime.
Yeah.
And then what I do is I just grate a clove of garlic and I grate some fresh ginger as well.
Ooh.
So this is heavy on lime. And the reason being, what we're going to serve it with is really rich and spicy. So this kind of just cuts through all that.
Oh my goodness. Wow, the lime zest, it smells amazing. I think I'm being transported right now to somewhere hot on a beach. Somewhere.
It's all of our dream. All of our dream. So look, I literally just take a clove of garlic and I just grate it, skin and all, because the skin kind of just disintegrates and what you're left with is just the good stuff on the back of the grater.
If only I knew that beforehand. I peeled mine. Oh my goodness.
No worries there. No worries there. But look, what you end up with, absolutely fine.
Yeah, looking good. All right. So I've gone in with my ginger now. So I'm grating my ginger. I just wanted to say, if anybody's got any questions, do drop it in the question box. We'll answer it in a minute. Just like it's a bit hard to grate and press the screen on the phone. Right. Okay. Oh, the smells, the ginger, the garlic, the lime.
These for
so
me
fragrant.
Are such wonderful flavours that rest up in the fridge for days, weeks without going off. And therefore, you've always got them on hand. Just add a little bit of life to any food that you think is a little bit boring, any leftovers that need using up. But raw ginger, raw garlic.
Everything to keep a cold away,
Yes, absolutely. I think right now we need to all be thinking health as well.
Chili, ginger, garlic. Great stuff. Should I be adding any salt to my mixture?
A little bit of salt would be great. And then also the lime that you zested, you can juice it in. So the lime juice.
Ooh, it's a juicy, I love a juicy lime. Sometimes you get really disappointed when you buy a lime, don't you? Oh, I think I only actually need half a lime. So yeah, I'm gonna mix.
And then what? You're so right though. If you get a lime that's not really behaving or you're not getting much juice out of it, 20 seconds in a microwave will just bring it back to life, and you'll get more juice out of it.
Did you hear that, everybody? I have not heard that tip before. 20 seconds in the microwave to get your limes juicy again. That's a really good tip. Oh my goodness. Right. Okay. How's your guacamole? I'm not calling it. It should be called guacamole. Smashed avocado with Thai flavors.
And because I've gone quite heavy on the lime, it's quite almost saucy and soupy. You don't want it smooth, which is why we're not bothering with food processors or anything like that. Who's got time for that on a Monday? This is just good to go.
Sorry, I just had a little taste. Yeah, it's just me at home. It's really good. Oh my goodness, I could just eat that on toast.
The ginger and the lime, heavy on lime, that little bit of raw ginger just really brings it to a new kind of place.
Yeah. Amazing, amazing. Right.
That is all the hard work done.
You're kidding me. What?
All the hard work. Everything else happens so quickly. Yeah. So in a pan, we're going to add maybe a tablespoon of oil, any oil you've got, but ideally one with a relatively high smoke point, so a vegetable oil, a rapeseed oil or a vegetable or sunflower oil, whatever, and start to warm that up in a pan. And then you're going to add in a tablespoon of Thai green paste. So I'm going to start doing that. Mine's behind me.
Oh, you've got green, I've got red today.
Oh, perfect. All the better.
So I think you could pick out what Thai curry paste you've got. Oh my gosh. So if you've got red or green, I think it's personal preference, I guess. So yeah, right. I'm gonna have a quick look at what are we making. So for anybody who's tuned in, we are making Thai lettuce cups, which are really fresh. They're with tofu today, so they're plant-based. So yes, make sure you watch the whole thing. It's smelling really delicious. Are there any creative ways of using the seed from an avocado? Oh my goodness, Ben.
Uh-oh.
Maybe that's a challenge for you sorted boys.
Now you're testing me. So there are some things that I can think of. One is obviously turn it into a project. So you can actually take your avocado seed and you can place it, put like metal skewers through it in crosshatch and place it so just the tip of it is in the water, and give it maybe 12, 14 days and it will start to germinate and it'll actually grow into an avocado tree. Now, I'm not saying in the UK or Sweden you'll get avocados off it, but my parents have got an avocado tree that's now outgrown me in their at home, in the home. So it always stays inside, but it's absolutely amazing. Alternatively, stick it in with your bananas and it helps them ripen a bit quicker. That might be more practical.
That's a good tip. Oh my goodness, Ben, you have provided so many good tips. The juicy limes in the microwave and what to do with your avocado seeds. Make your bananas ripen quicker.
I love the fact that we're doing exactly the same recipe, but it's going to look different because you've got the red Thai paste. But now it's all fizzing away and nice and bubbly in with the shallots, and you're going to give those a few minutes head start, along with as much of your chili as you dare. Up to you.
All right, I'm going spicy because I like it spicy, but I'm going to keep some for my decoration. So I'm going to mix it up. Oh, it's already smelling so fragrant. It's amazing.
And I think I think when it comes to midweek cooking, the likes of curry pastes, pestos, tapenades, mustard, all those kind of condiments that somebody else has done all the hard work for you and put it in a jar, I think they're an absolute saviour midweek when we're cooking up nice and quick. So that's why there's so much flavour already going on, and it's just from a tablespoon of paste.
Exactly. We like to keep things simple here. Right.
Next up, tofu. And I obviously chose it because everyone is trying to be more conscious when it comes to food at the moment. A lot of people are choosing to follow a plant-based diet, whether it's wholly all the time or whether it's just more flexible and thinking about meat reduction. Tofu, in this instance, is a really good vehicle for flavour. But I've also chosen, because I had the choice, the smoked one. So this is just a smoked, hashtag not ad, but I use that one, the tofu. and it's a firm tofu. It's smoked, and it's really, really pretty good for adding a smoky flavour. But also,
are you just cutting
can.
slices?
I'm going to dice it up, but you could also crumble it. Actually, it crumbles quite nicely.
I've got a crumble one. So I just got plain, and it's in Sweden it's like extra hard, so the extra hard one.
Yeah.
So I'm going to crumble mine. I'm going to be we're going for different versions here. I like the idea of crumbling. So that's easy to do. You can crumble it in. And like you said, you can, the tofu really just sets up flavour, so it's great to use in this recipe.
Anybody who's afraid or scared or unsure of tofu or thinks it's a bit boring, this is the recipe to start with, because there is so much flavour going on with everything else we're adding that you'll get loads and loads of flavour going on.
Wow, I just got a mouthful of flavour there. Woo! I think that was quite a spicy mouthful. Right, I think I'm going to just check the questions here. Somebody asked, Ben, if you made your own Thai green paste.
No, hands up, I did not. I have done many, many times, but this one is straight out of a jar. So find one you like. And personally, I think it's more consistent and arguably more affordable, because rather than going out and buying the cafe lime and the lemongrass and the galangal, which is a wonderful project, and I recommend everybody does it to kind of, if you're doing a weekend cook. But for me, having a curry paste in the fridge or the cupboard to use midweek is ideal. And I've cheated today. Bring it on.
Me too. I mean, I'm going to be quite honest. Where I live, I live in the suburbs of Stockholm. It's the little supermarket near mine. They don't have they do have lemongrass, but they don't have cafe lime leaves. So you're more likely to find like a little jar of Thai curry paste. It's a lot easier to find. So yes, nothing wrong with that. Somebody asked how we met. Now, God, it's going back a while, isn't it?
Wind back the clock. Do you know what I was thinking as we were arranging this? I was thinking It's been too long since we've had the pleasure of cooking together, and I know there's a pandemic, and I know we live in different countries, but I can't wait to all be in the same place again and to just be able to cook and eat food together.
Oh,
it's years and years ago we met, wasn't it?
Yeah, years. Yeah, when we had less wrinkles. I think you just published Rachel Khoo in Paris, the first cookbook with Penguin. Paris kitchen, that's 10 years ago. Do you know that?
I know. And it was 10 years ago that we were doing a cookbook with Penguin, who are now Penguin Random House.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
Nuts. Okay, so what am I doing next?
So what you really want from this tofu is loads of colour and texture. So I'm not afraid to leave that to cook for 5 minutes. And in those 5 minutes, I'll move it occasionally, but we've got loads of time to chop up some herbs. So fresh coriander, fresh mint, and then we're also going to take our little gem lettuce and literally just from the outside in, just plug off individual little lettuce cups. And we're going to use those. So 3 jobs. Oh, you're way ahead, Rachel.
Well, I'm a bit slow with the chopping, so I'll take my time. Oh my goodness, I love all these fresh herbs. I think that's key with this recipe, is to be generous with the fresh herbs.
I think it is, but also, and this is kind of the thinking for us at Sorted right now, is when you buy a whole bunch of fresh herbs, so as an example, these mint.
Yeah.
We're not going to need all of that today, so we're going to use maybe a third of it. So always store it in water in the fridge if you've got space, or wrapped up in like a cold bit of wet kitchen towel. There we go, you've done exactly the same thing. It keeps it nice and fresh, lasts for longer, and it means you've got more time to use it before you have to throw it away. And what we also then try and do is kind of pair recipes together that use up similar ingredients. That's the whole point of the sort of the meal packs app that we have. Whatever's left, so the rest of the shallots, the mint, any other ingredients we've used half of, they will be available to be used in another recipe this week. And we'll try and guide people through all of that.
Clever thinking. You can also, if you think, oh, I'm not going to use it up, you can just chop it up and put it in a little Tupperware and put it in the freezer. Because they freeze really, when it's chopped up, it freezes really well. And then you just sprinkle it onto, or throw it into some soup or whatever, like pasta, whatever, it doesn't matter so much that it's like frozen. It's also another option. So yeah. Right. Okay.
Now, the amount we're
Ooh.
making today is plenty for 2 portions, but the tofu mix will keep nicely. I'm only going to prepare 1 head of lettuce just for me tonight because I'm dining alone, but I'll be able to reheat the tofu later tomorrow.
You know what? I always end up making whatever I have on Monday night ends up for lunch from Tuesday night. Tuesday lunch. So it's great. Get ahead. Thinking about lunch tomorrow. Okay.
Especially given so many of us are working from home.
Yes, exactly. Right. Let me see. What is the dish? What are we making? Ben, why don't you explain what we're making again?
So no pressure, but that's what we're aiming for. So it's lettuce cups with like a spicy tofu, Thai inspired. We've got some guacamole going on. So it's really, really refreshing and vibrant, nourishing, inviting, all the wonderful things that we love at this time of year. And so far, it's all happening in one pan with terrible shadows. But look, I'm deliberately wanting some of these gnarly kind of coloured bits because you'll add wonderful texture to the dish.
Looks good. Looks good. Mine is red because I use Thai red curry paste. And Ben's is like more greenish yellow because he's used green Thai curry paste. So the colour's a little bit, and I've gone for crumbly texture, and Ben's more chefy. He's gone for a chopped up version.
Do you know what? We've got a whole team of wonderful people who help write and test all of our recipes at Sorted, the food team. And the food team always crumble the tofu because I think you actually get more of those gnarly edges that go nice and crispy. And for me, it's just force of habit. I dice everything. So I'll get told off tomorrow that I didn't crumble it, but that's fine.
Okay, I did the crumbling, you did the chopping. We like to give people options. So,
Absolutely.
Okay, I just wanted to say, so for people who are not sure what tofu is actually made out, well, it's bean curd, isn't it? So it's soya, soya beans. And it's basically, it's, now, have you ever made tofu? I haven't made tofu.
I have made it once. Yeah, you add in all the necessary ingredients, and it kind of separates, and you have to press it. And it's a bit like making cheese. It's a similar process to making cheese that you would make, but with bean curd instead, or rather soya milk, and it becomes bean curd. It's another one of those things that's better let people do it who know what they're doing.
Yes, I agree. I remember, like, when I went to see my relatives in Malaysia, you could go to some amazing places which would make fresh tofu or fresh bean curd, or you could get fresh soy milk. It's quite amazing. This ingredient, it's actually, I think people underrate tofu. It's an underrated ingredient, I think. So, yeah.
I think people's perception of tofu is probably a decade old. Because certainly in the UK, tofu was a bit rubbish. I'm going to be honest. And I think the recipes and the inspiration of what to do with it was a bit rubbish. But nowadays, there's so many exciting things you can do with it. And this dish is just one that's just packed full of flavour. But you can absolutely take it in 101 different directions. Love it.
Exactly. Right. Okay. What's the next thing?
So we are pretty much there. The last thing we're going to do is once we're happy we've got some colour on that tofu, then we're going to add in most of our fresh herbs. Again, you might want to keep some back to garnish. We're going to add in a teaspoon of sugar and a tablespoon of soy sauce. So this, for me, completes the kind of seasoning triangle. We've got lots of acid in our avocado mix. Now we're going to add the salt and the sugar.
Okay, here we go. I've got my sauce going in. Woo. A little bit of sugar. Woo. I haven't got the fan on. I don't know. I think I might have to put the fan on so I don't get the smoke alarm going off. Woo! Hot stuff. It's smelling amazing.
And I'm like you. I think we've both made that mistake a few times before and not switched the fire alarm off or the smoke alarm before going live. So I've done the same, and I haven't got the extraction on because it makes an awful noise. But that's kind of what we're looking at.
Ooh, well, I see you,
so fresh and inviting, and yours has got that wonderful red tinge.
I'm just going to throw in my herbs. Forgot that. Just throw that in. Ooh. See that? There you go. Right, and so are we going to plate up now?
Yep, I think so. I'm even going to try, see if this works. Everyone might get a bit seasick.
I like how you're being adventurous with the camera angles.
Well, I'm just the chef. Normally, I don't have to do angles as well. We've got a wonderful team to do that. There we go. You can see what we're doing now. This is so simple. Again, I'm only plating up half, and we're going to save half for another day.
Let me see if I can do the same. Oh, you're doing blobs on first. Okay.
I'm doing blobs on there.
Okay.
Then I'm just kind of sticking these.
Oh, you stick it on. Oh.
Well, it's kind of all scoopy and splodgy. There is no science to it. It's a Monday.
Okay. I'm gonna splodge in. I want to splodge into my cup. Can I do that? Is that okay?
Yes, splodge away.
All right. So I'm going. I'm going to turn off my tofu because I think that's done. I like how this would be great for entertaining too when we get back to entertaining.
Yeah. I think because also it's so quick to throw together. You can have all the prep done and you just pop into the kitchen for a couple of minutes and away you go. It's so easy.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm always looking for recipes which are gluten and dairy-free and vegan, which will please everybody basically. So yeah, right.
This is definitely a crowd pleaser. The only gluten is potentially in the soy sauce, but even that you can buy gluten-free versions, not a problem.
Exactly.
Some more fresh herbs.
Oh, you are quick. I'm gonna speed up here. It's smelling good. I can't wait to taste this. For anybody who's just tuned in, we're making Thai inspired lettuce cups, and we've just made this delicious, fragrant tofu. And I'm just going to add a little bit of chili. Oh God, that was a lot of chili. Do that. I like it spicy. Whoop. Right.
And if we get it right, then we should have these wonderful individual little lettuce cups. But you can do that. You can kind of scoop through all the guac. Job done. Oh, look at that, Rachel. Looks amazing.
Can I get a job? Can I be an honorary member?
I actually think, and it was only as I was dicing it, I realised that it was the wrong thing to do. Yours looks better because it's been crumbled. It's almost like you followed the recipe and I ad-libbed. There we go.
Well, everybody who, excuse me, wow, I just got a whiff of chili. Woo. Everybody who tuned in, Ben from Sorted Food and I have just made these delicious Thai-inspired lettuce cups. I will post the ingredients and the recipe afterwards. Thank you so much, Ben, for coming to cook with me. It's been such a pleasure.
It's a pleasure.
And thank you for everybody who's tuned in. This is all in support of Women's Aid, who are an amazing UK charity who support women and children in domestic abuse situations. So if you do have the opportunity, you can donate via my profile page, or if you don't have the means, you could just like, comment, go check out Women's Aid. Thank you so much. And in the meantime, make sure to go check out Sorted Food. They've got lots of delicious recipes.
Awesome. Thank you, Rachel.
Right, take care. Bye.
Enjoy your supper. Enjoy dinner. Speak to you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.